Cool. I think we're live. So I'm excited to have my man Mark here today joining us. So before I dive too deep into all this, why don't you just let us know who you are, where you're from, what you do, and all that good stuff. Give a bit of background of
Hey,
yourself.
nice, Eetu. Good intro. Thank you. Love your microphone. Um,
Thanks, man.
yeah, so I'm Mark Kerwin. I'm a realtor with Exit Realty Group. I'm also known as 7M. It's kind of like my stage name. It's the Marvelous Minister of Mystic Moolah, Magic Money Mark, the YouTube show, and teach people about inner and outer wealth and abundance. I'm a life coach for Mind Valley and certified in the six-phase meditation. I'm also as taught by Vishen Lakhiani, who's the founder of Mind Valley. But I'm also a 500-hour RYT, and I've been teaching meditation and yoga since 19 in the 90s, 97, 98. But I got my 500-hour in 99. So, or no, wait, I might be getting the dates wrong, but that's okay. It's a long, let's just say a long time. See the gray in my beard? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I live in Belleville, Ontario. I'm originally from Newmarket, and I'm super excited to be here talking with Eetu. And it's a privilege, pleasure, and honor to speak to the community of like-minded people who need automation and qualified clients, not leads, clients to be put in front of. It's wonderful. So
Love it.
I'm here to answer some questions from E2 and hopefully not bore you too much. I'll try to keep it concise. I do like to have fun, and we may drop in some interesting subjects here and there. So let's go.
I love it. Let's dive in. So
Yeah.
tell me, I think we've been live now about a month or so, So can you tell me a bit of like background before you started working with us? Like what was going in your life, in your business? How are you getting business? All the good stuff.
Yeah, so I've been an investor for about 15 years, but I've been licensed for about 15 months now. The first year was just pretty much like treading water with a brick. But I think the problem I was having was too much, like more business than that I was just learning while I was going along. It was incredible. I've had about 20 years in sales and customer service, so really applied that right away. But I didn't have a system my system was that I managed to have a mentor and coach who's number one in North America for Exit Realty. Her name is Sandra Hussey. Props to Sandra. I call her the general. But anyway, Sandra Marie, she is really good at giving me leads because she has a lot of listings. And I figured out quite early on, thanks to Key Assad, who is my listing agent bootcamp instructor, sensei, actually. I still have to finish your course, Key. I'm sorry I haven't graduated yet, but I will. I've been busy. So, part of that was really, I think, getting educated. It was worth the course. I'd say I finished maybe 60% of it, and I was just overwhelmed last year. I took too many courses, had too much business, and, I got an assistant halfway through. I should have had one right along. But I think that's what I've learned is it's really valuable to invest very particularly. And I got to give props to my partner and spouse, Sarosh. She's been like very instrumental in teaching me about kind of being the art of discernment. Now, I'm not always the most discerning person. I've been known to eat food off the floor anyway. Not a perfect person, but learning more about subtlety and discernment in business is new for me because I never really came up from a business family perspective. It was more academic inclined and a lot of travel. So I love people. I love diversity. That I'm really good at helping people feel really comfortable in my space and getting to know them really quickly because trust is very important when buying, selling, investing, or renting a house for or to someone. It's a big deal. I mean, it's like kind of a mini planet that you're moving into. So I was scrambling a little bit I wanted to really shift from being as a buyer's agent. Typically you represent buyers and I love serving buyers. I'm very good at winning. I have an 85% win rate on my offers with bids with my qualified buyers. I don't take on a lot of clients, but what I learned was that I really wanted to become a listing agent quickly because even if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, I think it's very, very good to have the trust of the person selling the home in order to have a contract to list that home. And then to work really hard to bring the highest, best offer to the table, regardless of the economic situation. Right now, it's a bit of a feeding frenzy for the seller's market, as they say, but it's more like a fiat currency, reduced purchasing power, increased cash supply issue, more than it is a buyer's or seller's market. It's just it's a central bank created hyperinflation. So that's certainly helped my business, but I'm very concerned about my clients. And I think more than ever, we need to make sure we're heart-centered as business people, or try to be, have influences in our life and habits and things that we're doing outside of real estate to sort of temper the enormous potency and sheer enormity of the size of the financial markets within real estate. So it's multi-trillion, maybe sextillion dollar business. And I only want, 10% of that? What is that? A couple billion?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I don't mind. That's kind of where I'm at.
Cool.
I got my Grogu here keeps me, on my toes. I got Ray from Luke Skywalker back there, and the Flash and the Green Lantern. I do like it's super. And unfortunately, I think Hulk and Wonder Woman have a thing right now. But they're very good for each other. They're very good for each other. And they remind me of me, kind of like Wonder Woman and Hulk put together. I'm like a rising Cancer with an outer Aries fire. So I'm like Hulk, but inside I'm like, sensitive. And Wonder Woman, is Wonder Woman sensitive? She's just kick ass. So she got an invisible jet. So I don't mind being an invisible jet. So yeah, so Eetu's been great about helping me get in front of real people wanting real action. They're ready to buy or sell something,
I love it. I love it, and appreciate the transparency there in the background. So, what was the kind of like the reason why you even were looking for solution like ours?
Well, I valued how important it was to get to be a listing agent, and some of the traditional means of getting to be a listing agent I'm not saying they're archaic but I don't know, especially amidst the coronavirus, I think people's minds and brains and consumer habits have changed. And I'm not convinced they're going to completely change back.
Yeah.
I think we're heading into a digital world, for better or for worse. It's hard to love a digital frog or a digital dog as much as flesh and blood, but which I love this earth very much. It's a very sacred planet of blues and whites and browns and yellows. There's nothing like walking in a meadow barefoot in the morning. And you're not going to replicate that in the metaverse. So I'm an advocate for conservation and green zones, and especially corridors. I used to be in an eco theater group. I was very passionate about promoting micro and macro fauna and protecting the beauty of it's all humans are part of nature. And when we destroy other parts of nature, I think we're definitely cutting ourselves off from more magic, which we are in desperate need of. When we're not in a magical zone, we revert to brutish, ugly, and uncreative ways to sort of get what we think we want, like Putin in Ukraine.
Definitely
needs to get screwed, and also some psychedelics, and maybe hang out with Grace Jones for a night. He definitely needs to relax, and he needs like a hug and maybe a whippet or two. So, when it all boils down to it, we're human. We're living entities in a human form, and we really have to be careful how we use this form. So real estate's allowed me to, come into my own and have some more fun in business and get paid really well for it while I'm doing a great job. But I can bring some theater. I love theater. I love music and art. And this is part of the fun. I want my clients to really know they're dealing with someone who's unique. And I don't really see any other realtors as my competitors because I don't have any, but at the same time, I'm very honored to be amongst a filial group of people in an industry, like a guild almost. And I'm trying to inject some fun and humor into that guild too, and some sobriety. I do volunteer at the hospice. I'm very accepting of suffering as a basic condition of human existence, as well as birth, old age, disease, and death as being suffering conditions. So, but that's where we need to bring in some humor and lightness. It is a heavy place sometimes, this world, especially the dark. As the light grows, so does the dark. And we've got a lot of dark out there, and we can't fight dark with dark. We have to kind of grow the light as opposed to trying to fight the dark, just grow the light. So I'm here to grow the light within this industry, and Eetu's helping me do it in a magical way. He's very fun to deal with. It's not onerous. It doesn't feel like, it's like, hey, there's people hey, someone calls me up and says, hey, Mark, we've got Shelly Beans on the phone here, and she's really excited, and you're in good hands. Like I think he was saying you're the best in the business or something. I was like, no, just say you're in really good hands. I prefer that you're in really good hands, because I actually, hold on one second. I've got this. Hold on here. This is my dog Zanzi. He's my love coach. So anyway, I've got these awesome flyers that I'm sending out. These are, and I'm going to need your help on doing this digitally, but these are just sold. Like I sold this one house for, it's actually 250 over asking, but I didn't want to get, so 200 over. I've got another one that sold 300 over. And it's so much fun to bring creativity to this industry and this and myself. So I'm allowing myself to be an artist. I was thought of myself as a poet or an artist, but now I can be an artist that happens to do real estate. So I think Eetu is an artist too. I think there's a sense of precision. I mean, what kind of painter would you be if you were painting? Like remember Pete Mondrian, who had all those lines?
Yeah.
But then there was like, I kind of like Hundred Wasser. I mean, I love abstract expressionism. Like
I think it would be something like that. Yeah, for sure. So.
Nice. Well, you would love that. There's a lot of, Hundred Wasser was really well, he always said, wear clothes that make you feel powerful. And he was he was kind of the predecessor to Jean-Michel Basquiat, because he was taking just garbage and making art out of it. And that was before it kind of had, I'm sure all over the world, people have been doing that since forever. But in Europe, it was, there was a lot of waste. There still is. And they were making art out of that waste and making beautiful homes. And he's an amazing, he even made this beautiful public toilet in New Zealand. And people travel to New Zealand to see his public toilet. But this is the power of art. Like, no one's traveling to Russia right now. If Putin was really brave, he would get naked on a horse and maybe pose for Playgirl or something and use the profits to help fund Russian history courses or something. Like, there's just so much more you can do as a leader than engaging in the industrial, financial, military complex and then propping up despots with oil. It's very a boring trope. It's very old and boring and boring. I think we all need to, like the Jews went around the temple with their trumpets and they had chants and they leveled we need to be boring to all the line up all the boring leaders of the world, just boring until they shrivel. They're like, no, or maybe they grow like the Grinch, their hearts grow and they're now they're, it's like the critic in Ratatouille. He was just a really heartbroken dreamer. And I think Putin's a heartbroken dreamer somewhere in there.
Yeah, probably, for sure. So yeah, I guess to recap all that, long story short, the reason kind of where you were looking to get more listings into listing side of things and kind of aside
more listings
at the same time,
more people
save up your time or
save my time. I love chilling at home. It's kind of like I got to hang out with Usain Bolt, and he's like, I won those golds in the rest between the training. So my coach, Robin Sharma, was always talking about having high intensity cycles and very replenishing cycles. They're intentional. Yeah. And I notice in real estate too, that we have a higher rate of addictions and suicide and things like that. Very stressful, very sometimes isolating work. And you're often around a lot of calamity. People don't sell their homes often unless they're going through death or divorce. Yeah. Not always, but, or they're upscaling or they're separating or whatever it may be. So I've seen a lot of heartache as a realtor, and my job partly there too is to hold people's hands sometimes. Now, that might not sound completely 100% professional, but I think it would be unprofessional not to hold some people's hands or give them a hug or just be human and try and listen and say, I'm so sorry, that you're experiencing this. And here's how I can try to help you. And I try to give good advice also sometimes for people not to sell their home, to hold on to their home. If they can't, then, let's talk. But I do always try and make sure that, whether they're whatever situation they're in, have they thought it out? And I guess that's where my ministry comes in. I want to make sure that I'm ministering to them as human beings, and Maslow's hierarchy of needs are taken care of, and that we can get towards self-actualization as part of the real estate process. So getting me in front of people and being in front of people is paramount to my business, and also to my being able to do real estate as my unique self. And Eetu helps that, takes care of a lot of that the back end stuff that you would I personally would take me years to figure that all out. And I don't have years. I turned 50 in March. I've got type 1 diabetes for 27 years. I mean, I could be gone tomorrow, like very, very realistically, heart attack, stroke, whatever. I've got my cremation set up. I've got the party funds are there, everything, Body to Science, got my funeral playlist on YouTube. I've got it. I know where my pets would go, and my nephew would be master of ceremonies. So I'm ready. I'm ready as I can be. But I would like to live a little longer, and I think sometimes living longer also means making better use of the time you have. And because I don't know how much
100%.
time I have left, I really want to make good use of that time, which means I don't always want to be doing real estate. I want to be joining my peers as coaches in Estonia in the month of July. I want to be going to the Exit National Event Awards, hopefully winning Rookie of the Year. I think I should win Fashion Realtor of the Year, but
100% you should, yeah.
You know, Tom, if you're out there, Tom Ford, I do want to have my team watch A Single Man with you in your personal movie theater, and personally thank you for making the best sense on the planet. I love Tom Ford. So yeah,
Cool.
I think he's going to help me get to Tom Ford. And would it be cool to sell Tom Ford a house, you know, or buy a house for him? I mean, that would be lovely. I would love to buy Roger Federer, maybe Mike Tyson. I can help Mike down in Nevada with his marijuana stuff. Like, what an honor that would be down the road. I truly would love to have some clients like that. And Prince Edward County and Belleville and Quinte West and Campbellford and Sterling Rodden, these are places that are, I mean, some of the most sought after places on the planet, because of the two places the military has identified that will benefit slightly from climate change. It's not, we really won't be benefiting. It's not like I'm a promo for climate change, but Canada and Russia. And I think we know where people would rather live, especially if they're, you know, minority or gay or have an opinion, you know, or don't like, you know, sort of Hitlerian type leaders. They come to Canada, you know, and we have two oceans on both sides of us. We have a fairly protective neighbor, Big Brother, who's kind of, it's great to have a big brother who, you know, considers you part of their family. And we've got a lot of water here. So I'm here to help people move to the best country in the world. We still have private property rights. I mean, get your Bitcoin, get your gold, but get some serious land. We need, you know, help you get some land. And Eetu, when you get me in front of some more farmers, people with plots of land, I want to help bring people from Toronto to buy these lands so that they keep them as wild and farm, or we don't lose that. So
definitely, for sure. And I think everybody who's listening or watching this can tell already a bit of like your mindset, and that you really, really want to succeed. You really want to do this, and you have this, you're a sales guy at the end of the day, you know, sales.
It's true. Absolutely. And sales is not a dirty word for me. I mean, we have to sell the idea of peace. We have to sell the idea of, you know, who am I? We have to sell the idea, so many ideas. And, you know, maybe I'm not that advanced on the chart of enlightenment, but for me, real estate provides a very satisfying interplay of, you know, I've tried different things where I'm not making much money, or I'm selling things that maybe aren't totally fitting with what I believe in. And housing, I've lived in communes and ashrams and roofs, and I lived out of a car for 6 months. Like, I'm not saying, I'm not comparing myself to a homeless person. I chose those things. So there's a difference. There's a privilege to that. But I definitely have lived in some really intense places. And I can say having my own room or my own bed and not sleeping on the floor, it's wonderful. I'm very grateful for having a house in a safe place. There isn't any landmines that I know of on my street. And I wish that for everyone. I really do. Part of the proceeds that go through every transaction with Exit Realty International goes to Habitat for Humanity, which is I have some friends that work for Habitat or have in the past. Shout out to Mike Jacoby there and Noah Kravitz. Great name, Noah Kravitz. It's almost like he's this white Jewish guy, but really I just feel like his uncle's Lenny Kravitz. You know, I love Lenny. Lenny Kravitz is cool.
So, and I think back to the kind of the mindset thing. So I think that's like one of the reasons why you've seen kind of like fast success, and when it comes to getting appointments, getting your first listing signed, and all that good stuff. So tell me a bit of I think we've been live a bit over a month now. So how many actual in-person appointments have you had, and like what does that like equal as results when it comes to listing sign and all that good stuff?
Well, I mean, I've done maybe 6, I think, in-home presentations. I'll have to double check. I have a list. There are a few that I'm really close to getting in the home, but a lot of people were like, no, COVID, or no, I need a couple weeks to clean my house. Some people quite a few people have sick people in their home, and they're concerned. And so I don't want to say I'm never pushy in a sale, but sometimes I can be persuasive, but I'm really purposefully holding back and actually persuading people to be prudent and cautious. And only when they're ready to have me in the home, then I'll be very happy to be there. And I follow up with them. You know, I tell them, I'm going to call you in 2 weeks. Okay. Just see how you feel. But Of that, I've already got one signed listing and another one that's a handshake. Now he wants to kind of fart around about the commission, but that's part of my job as a salesperson to convince him, why would you want a discount service? I don't discount this. So like, let's talk value and how much more you're going to get if you use me, rather than like what Purple Bricks property guys, you're going to get at 3.5%, but then what are you going to pay the buyers? And who do you call when you have problems? And like, good luck. You won't even have half of the amount of showings on your house. So
Exactly.
I almost dare them to, I plead with them, please don't do this. It's not going to be good for you. You trust me on this one thing. You don't have to trust me on lots of things, but on this one, I do know from experience that a discount brokerage will give you a discount service.
Yeah.
And I think when you're selling a home in a seller's market, when you can get $300,000 over asking, I just had 306 over asking, 306,500 or something like that, 306,100, but a lot, like more than, I think more than 50% over of the listing price. It's amazing.
It's crazy.
So, it's not going to be like this forever. So I work really hard for my buyers too, and I'll help negotiate them better deals when that's an opportunity, that's a possibility. Or I'll just help them win a house in a very competitive market where you might have 30 offers and I'm one or two, usually number one or two.
Yeah.
But I only want to be number one because that's the only one that counts. So can't win them all, but I aim to win every time. I definitely do not play to lose. I play to win every single time for my clients. And I swing for the cages, right? Or the fences, as they say. And not that I played any baseball much, but tennis, that was my sport. I love tennis. And now real estate is my sport. Real estate is my art. Real estate is my passion. I listen to soundtracks around. I have curated soundtracks to my listings. And I put myself around the very best. Eddie Van Halen, Miles Davis, Roger Federer, Lindt Chocolate, whatever's the best, I put on and around myself because I aim to be the best as well. And that's a journey. And it takes courage to even want that, to even try that, because the risk of failure is huge, but so what? Let's go. Let's roll.
Yeah. Definitely. And you'll definitely get the another one as well. And I guess this
I should within a week or two.
Is crazy right now. So
we're heating up. It's time to woo.
Exactly.
That's why I'm going to Atlanta to drive some Porsches for the weekend with my wife. We got to get our yayas out while we can, because it's going to be balls to the wall busy. And I'm ready. I'm ready to go to bed at midnight and get up at 6 every day, be a foot soldier for my clients. I can be the general in St. Lucia every January when I'm doing my retreat. But, when it's time to roll, it's time to roll. And I'm ready to go. I don't want to say 3. I do need a certain level of daily rest and retreat and renewal, but I can go pretty hard for periods of time for my clients. So yeah, I'm an intense guy. I can channel a lot of this energy, this Hulkamania energy into helping my clients and jumping on the opportunities that Eetu, Meskula marketing are just killing it on.
Love it.
There's got to be a better saying. I don't like saying killing it because I don't really like killing that much, but
crushing,
crushing it, and even crushing. But there is something satisfying. Have you ever crushed a can? I love drinking a can, then you crush it. It feels so good. It does feel good. It's like popping bubbles,
I love
we got to do something about that. We got to do something about that single use, creation to landfill stuff that we have. Even a lot of our mottos, we need to, I think, evolve. Our memes and our tropes, a lot of them are sort of convenience based and short and kind of aggressive. And I think we need to sort of stretch those out, make them more caramel, make them more mossy. Wow. Have you ever been barefoot in moss? You do?
No.
Or something mossy, maybe grassy, like wet grass.
Wet grass, yeah.
It's a good feeling, eh?
It is for sure.
So
summer,
being barefoot,
summer,
especially when it's like nice grass. It's not like there's not needles and glass and like inner city. It's just nature is amazing. It can be so amazing. Anyway, I hope that helps some of the viewers out there in real estate land, and also for whatever. I'm imagining Eetu focuses on real estate, but it's just a great process to get in front of really, really properly queried and questioned people that have been looking and shopping online.
What was your did you have any fears or anything that you were kind of like before starting working this, kind of something that you were thinking that should I do this? What if this happens? Something that you we're afraid of happening?
Well, I mean, it's always, everything boils down to, like, am I doing this for fear or doing this for love? Love and fear. Everything boils down to that. And the other thing is just like, do I live in a scarce place? Am I scarce, or do I have abundance? Where am I at? Because the investment is, for some people, but for a long time ago, $50 was a lot for me, and then 500 was a lot for me, and then now even 50,000, I wouldn't balk at it. Like I would, but the next level is 500,000. Have I, just grabbed something for 500,000? Well, Bitcoin comes to mind, but it's definitely an investment, and it's important to push yourself, but not beyond your limits. Like if you're not eating because you're buying a marketing system, then I've been through MLM too, and I'm not slagging MLM, multi-level marketing. I learned a lot from it, but I think there are aspects of every type of business that can get kind of dark, or maybe not so optimal, and I'm very hesitant around that. Right now, the current marketplace, really, who knows what's happening with real estate and realtors and brokerages. I think we're going to see a lot of change with blockchain. We're going to see a lot of change with AI and robotics, and maybe even in the technologies that will bring the cost of housing down. We've got all this land. We've got this amazing technology. How do we have homelessness? How do we have regular folks that have good jobs not being able to buy homes? That's a problem. In the meantime, I'm just trying to help my clients, but I'm also vocal about wanting to see some changes. I don't think we need more centralized government mechanisms to screw things up further. But what we need is more creativity in our tax process. I believe that we should be only taxing 2/3 of the economy. And rather than pushing what they call the shadow or dark economy into the 1/3 or 2/3 level of existence, you legalize it. You say, okay, 1/3 of all business is completely tax-free. And then you make your tax system really simple, like Singapore, based on maybe export or import instead of on income, and all these disincentives to be an entrepreneur. And while we still bring in lots of money for public health things, I believe in public roads, public health, public schools. I'm not against taxes entirely, but oh God, do we ever need some reform and creativity? I'm an advocate for that. So I believe real estate also allows me to really advocate on all levels, like of government, municipal, federal, provincial, and also to the cosmic, whoever's running this thing. I don't know them personally, but I sure would love to. So whoever you guys are, just come on down, let's have a beer, and let's talk about cosmic, government. More responsibility there, like planets and stars and supernovas. But isn't that amazing when you think about that? Everything has started with a person and with the idea of something. So imagination is truly more important than knowledge. And I believe that part of my job as a human being or a living entity traveling through the world as a steward, a shepherd, a minister, and a cosmic pilgrim, basically forever, all the different universes and places I get myself into by dint of my karma, my thoughts and words and deeds. As you sow, so must you reap. So you got to be careful, even what you're thinking, sowing, So all said and done, Eetu and Meskula marketing helped me be more creative and have more time for filling up my plate with imaginative things like cold water bathing, deep breathing, meditation, psychedelics, time in nature, great meals with amazing friends, love making, with my partner. We need more of that, actually, in the world in general. There's just too much war, and I think people are a little like, it's the difference between bonobos and chimps, and we're unfortunately much more related to chimps than bonobos. And chimps, they solve their problems through conflict, through aggressive violence, and bonobos choose the route of lovemaking or having sex. And bonobos are way more chill.
Yeah.
Go figure. So, clearly as a species, we've got a lot to move on. I'm having fun with this. I take this really seriously, but at the same time, I've got a lighthearted self side. I try to have some self-deprecation and make a little bit of fun, not fun of anyone,
fun, sure, yeah.
but having a little bit of fun, poking fun at the weirdness of life and a little bit of the weirdness of me. Shit, I can't, it's amazing being with someone for so long, because I can hardly be with myself for more than 5 minutes sometimes. So, I think may all people develop more patience and mercy and gratitude and forgiveness in their life, because I think these qualities are truly the greatest housing foundation structures that food, mana, that we need to really sustain ourselves. Because I know that success without those things is really not success. So thanks for being a part of my success. And I look forward to a lot more as we're just starting. You'll be seeing our firm and my team in places like Campbellford and Quinte West and
I guess you
Sterling
told me
Rotten.
yesterday or 2 days ago,
Yeah.
when was it, that we're gonna take over the whole North America. So I guess that's the next step, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah. So, I'll be looking forward to recruiting agents and realtors and brokerages. Actually, I'm known to be able to flip a brokerage or two towards whatever brand I'm supporting. It's supporting me.
Definitely.
And certainly, I'd like to have at least 200 agents or realtors working with me throughout North America in the greatest markets. I mean, I love going to San Diego. Love the seafood there. I love going to Atlanta. Want to cut back on my air travel, obviously, because of the carbon stuff. But once I can be there and be hiring people digitally. But I do love to, like Houston. I like hip hop culture. I like barbecue. I like sneakers. I like murals and art. And like cities like Atlanta and Miami, and I love Cleveland. Austin is a great city. Houston. I mean, the Midwest is amazing. I really like Kansas City and St. Louis too. Like, shout out to some of those cities, which I think there's a lot of opportunities in St. Louis and Kansas City. There's a lot of inexpensive housing there, and I'd like to encourage more the next 20 years for there to be more abundance and wealth developed in those cities. So I'll be a part of that. And
and yeah, I guess like today, everybody has got a bunch of insight and thoughts how to live their lives as well at the same time.
Yeah,
then
that's tiring.
But I love it, and appreciate you being here today.
Thank you. You too.
I guess
it's great.
Last question to end this thing up. Like, what would you say to other agents in other parts of Canada, US, who are considering working with us? Like, what would you say to those people who are thinking of, is this the right thing to do, or like all that good stuff?
Well, I really don't want you to join the School of Marketing or Eetu because I want it all.
I figured.
But actually, yeah. I mean, I'm a product of this product. Very early on, I've seen success. No success, past performance does not guarantee future results. Legal disclaimers, I'm not giving legal, financial, or medical advice. This is for educational, entertainment purposes only. But yeah, I mean, I would say if you want someone who's smart, young, bright, and using the cutting edges of technology, and I'm sure is evolving as well, because I know we got to talk about Discord and tokenization and NFTs and things like that. We both should have some that we grow our community with. But yeah, go for it. I was going to sing a song, which is like, thank you. No, forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. It's the whole Oponopo. I think it's from Hawaii. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but it's a sacred way of sort of acknowledging reciprocity and forgiveness and acknowledging one's own ability to change things in the world, but also the fact that by living in this world, we do cause harm sometimes. It's just part of the deal. So give yourself some free rein to do better in your business by letting Eetu take care of your lead sourcing and watch your business soar. Watch yourself get some hostile, jealous looks from other realtors. They're like, how'd you get that listing? You're like, he makes me look good, basically. It's like, I could say it's me, right? Because I don't tell
I think it's you though. So
but I don't tell anyone. Like, people ask me, how are you getting all these leads? Oh, Facebook, I don't tell them because I don't want them to know, because this is my turf here. We've got
my thing, yeah.
Territory. So, and I'm seeing these territories. They're almost like franchises. Like, it's very powerful. I think early investing in Eetu will bring you a lot of return, and it'll help him invest in his company, which will get even better, I'm sure. So I'm excited for that. Like, I'm just getting started. I want to be just a savage, a monster, but a cuddly one. Yeah,
definitely.
Cuddly monster. But from Monsters Inc. I always like Chewbacca. Like, I drive around with my Whippet in the car, and I really feel like Han Solo and Chewbacca. But I think maybe she's Han Solo and I'm Chewbacca.
Might be, yeah. But
she's amazing. So Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this day. It's a gift to be able to even just be kind of performing a little bit, because I love theater and I love being on stage, and it is fun. It's fun to be theatrical, and this is all real. This is all me, but there's definitely, I like a sense of play and fun. And I think Eetu has that too, that there's a glint in his eye. He sees the opportunities out there. He knows there's lots of challenges in life, but he's really focused on providing a solution, a very good solution to a challenge that you and I have as salespeople, is how do we get in front of people and not wear out our energy, which is so important to the part of the process of getting them to sign on the line that is dotted, to quote Alec Baldwin in Glengarry Glen Ross.
For sure.
That's based on a play, but the movie is really powerful too. So, yeah, and that way I can bring more of myself, more of my energy to that process, and then retreat. You know, I do a lot of retreating. I'm not always working. I'm spending a lot of time reading. I'm reading Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse right now. Are you reading anything right now, you too?
Actually not right now. No, I should, but I'm not right now. Yeah.
And remember, if you want to get these kinds of numbers, give me a call, markkerwin.com, markkerwin@gmail.com, at Mark Kerwin, all the Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Tickety Talk. I'm on TikTok, yeah. Jagmeet Singh, eat your heart out.
I love it.
You're not the only dude with like a cool hat and always a turban, but cool garb and a cool beard. I'm on to you, Jagmeet. Actually, I love Jagmeet. I'm not into politics. Like, I don't like NDP, liberal, conservative, all that stuff. But I do like Jagmeet Singh's style. Guy's styling, man. He's styling.
Cool.
And it's something to be able to run for office. That takes a lot of balls, a lot of guts. It's a really hard job. My dad was a politician. I don't envy those people at all. It's really hard, especially in this day and age.
Definitely. And you already mentioned that you're on TikTok, Twitter, and all that good stuff. If someone
Mark Kerwin, MarkKerwin, so
cool.
see you there.
So yeah, and if someone wants to contact you, whether it's like in the future building up your team, trying to get on with you into your team, future team, if we when we are.
I should give you my my new EAPA's handles. James McGrath. He's I need admin, EA, executive assistant, personal assistant. You got it. I want 10 of those, actually.
Yeah.
It's one of my goals, just like that 10 houses, like 10 assistants. The more the team, it's like a team. The more you build your team, I think the better your success is. Eetu's a great team member to be with and on the team, which is the team is success, right? We're all interested in success and the joys and perks that brings. You know, I know that there's a lot of calamity in the world, but I'm still bullish on the future of our planet and our human race. If we could just shine a little bit more, allow yourself to be yourself, go for it, be who you are, and be proud, and go and invest in good quality services like Meskula marketing. And I'll see you there. Like, if you want to hire me, I do talk to teams. I do sales training, motivation meditation, in particular, meditation for sales. And I teach mantras and as well as affirmations, and how to really take the power of attraction to another level, where it's more like a power of resonance. It's a resonance and an attraction at the same time. So you can reach me at 647-806-5465. That's my cell. You can email me at markkerwin@gmail.com. That's MarkKerwin@gmail.com. markkerwin.com, at Mark Kerwin. For everything: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. I think I'm on Telegram. It's too many apps though, but sometimes it'll all, you know.
I think
from centralized to decentralized. So I'm going to be having a Discord channel too. I do believe in owning my own data. I'm a decentralized proponent. I'm a freedom maximalist, and I love decentralization, as well as being self-sovereign and having some sovereignty to money. And I love teaching inner and outer wealth creation and abundance. And if you're interested in learning more about that, you can hit me up. You can DM me, as they say. Hit me up. You can call me, that's very old school because no one picks up their phone anymore.
Text.
I do actually answer my phone quite a bit if I know who it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been great. What a great time it's been hanging out with you. Thank you so much, Eetu, for
definitely. Thank you.
The opportunity.
I was glad.
And really pleased to meet anyone out there that's interested in having a little extra conversation if they need to finalize their decision to sign up with Eetu, and or not sign up, but just make the investment. Make the investment in good things for yourself, and good things will come. So
I love it. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
And
all right.
It's always
Peace
a
out.
pleasure. And
Likewise.
have a great one.